So we're back in this position. This type of Kimura grip is going to be the one where he's down low. So if he's up here, the way I bait it is I start coming over in the mount. So I'll start going knee on belly and start sliding over. If he doesn't block my knee with this arm, I'm throwing that over. I'm just going up high with the point, smacking it on the other side of the mat, and bringing it back. Now I'm in mount. But some people start noticing this and feeling it. He brings that arm out and starts pushing the knee, blocking me. Okay, this is where I can now, his arm's low, I've got this space, I can start fighting for the other grip. So, I'm gonna bring my arm in front again, tight, and went underneath, looking for the top of my wrist. My wrist is right here on top of his. So, if you can't reach it, pull his wrist back up to this little chicken wing. So now, I can reach it. If he's still holding his belt, this is exactly what I'm gonna look for. A lot of people will either have his belt or reach under with his hand and start holding their hand, but if he's got his belt or his gi, it's okay. I'm gonna change my grip from this because it's gonna be too hard for me to finish. I don't really wanna try to just use muscle and rip this out. I'm gonna use his lapel. So, take his lapel right here, open it up. I'm going under his hand and feeding it to this hand right here that was holding his wrist. Notice when I let go, my palm right here behind his shoulder, grabbed on top of his wrist so that I could open the lapel. Feeding the lapel to this hand. Now I've got him controlled in this grip. If he's still holding onto the belt right here, I'm gonna use this free arm with my elbow and pry it to the mat. Now that he's pried to the mat, I'm still holding this grip, pulling tight backwards so that it's got this wrist controlled to the mat. Now, I need more space behind his back. So instead of, like you normally do, throwing a knee over the head, I'm going to grab his hip and turn him to the side. I like to turn the hip to the side, bring my arm under, and the back of my hand scoots this leg for more control. Now that I have him facing me and his back is showing, I'm just gonna punch my hand forward. I'm just punching like this because I have that grip right here that's gonna force his arm down. So we were in here, I had deep side control. I start holding this to come into mount. He feels it and he starts blocking the leg. I reach back for this wrist, controlling the wrist, come around the head. Notice I'm not lifting up and then bringing my shoulder back down, creating a lot of space. I'm just opening up my elbow, bringing it around the head, and then pinching back. Now that I'm here, I'm looking to come underneath his elbow, reach over and grab my wrist. I can bring my hand to me to make it easier, or just go straight to the move, bringing his wrist to you, grabbing with that hand, open his lapel, bring it over the wrist, secure it. If you did have that grip up here, I'm using my elbow again to smash it to the mat. Heel his hips towards you. You can secure it even more if I go underneath and then hook the back with the back of my hand. Now I'm punching my hand forward. It doesn't take much on that. So for one knee on belly, he goes down, I meet his wrist down here. I start pushing it lower, come around his head, underneath the back of his arm, looking for the top of my wrist or the top of his. Once I have the top of his, opening his lapel, coming over his wrist, I've got it controlled. I can now bring my knee back down, pulling his hips towards me, and punch my hand. Cool.